Hello and welcome. Thank you for tuning in. My name's Jimmy. I'm going to talk about scoops. I'm going to talk about bounce throws to first base, the good and the bad. There's a website called Eclipse Inside Edge, which has awesome stats that I peruse and love looking at. And they have this section all about first base scoops, and they rank the scoops by probability. So you've got certain scoops, 90 to 100%, likely scoops, even, unlikely, remote, impossible. And then you can see which player had what. I took all the data that I could get from these guys and I made a spreadsheet. So I've got first base stats. I've got second base stats. I've got shortstop stats. I've got third base stats. And I was super interested in this and wanted to see all about scoops. So if you look at first baseman first, something interesting that we'll just start with is how many bounce throws each first baseman got. And if you look at the top here, you can see that Pete Alonso got 90 balls bounced to him as a first baseman. By far the most out of any first baseman. Second was Olsen with 62, then France with 60, Freddie got 56, Naylor got 55. So that 90 stands out. But it doesn't mean Alonso was having a terrible time at first base. He wasn't being tortured by his teammates, because a lot of infielders, some infielders, utilize the bounce pass. It's not an errant throw. It's an on-purpose throw. So if you break down the way that Eclipse has it, for first baseman, I did certain and likely as like they should get that. First baseman should get that. You want your first baseman to get every scoop that's certain. That's basically a bounce pass. And likely is like, yeah, well, I'm going to put that on them as well. So should scoop bounces, 81 of the 90 that Pete got were gentleman's bounces. They were on purpose. They were tailor-made bounce passes. 81. That's a lot. The next highest should scoop bounces, gentleman bounces, friendly bounces, was 50. So 31 more. And just to touch on this briefly, if you go to shortstop, and I have all the shortstops here, and I have bounce pass throws. So that is the certain. For the infielders, I only use this one, the 90 to 100% certain, as in my brain, they did it on purpose. That's what they're aiming to do. The rest, I all counted against them. You want it to be, if you're bouncing it, it should be doable, kind of. It's also, a way to limit damage. And if you look, C.J. Abrams had the most bounce passes, but Lindor had a ton. Lindor, of all of his bounced throws, he bounced 35 throws, and 60% of those were nice bounces. He did have a lot of non-bounce throws. For those that want to wrap your head around the bounce pass, you want to see it a little bit, well, here are some errant throws by shortstops where they probably should have utilized a bounce pass, because if you throw the ball high, there's no chance your first baseman can help you.
Tapped slowly to short, and play.
Bobby Wood Jr. cuts it off and throws high.
To short, deep short, and Tovar.
Ground ball left side, diving stop by Neto, gets up quickly, fires too high to first.
There, Henderson, not an easy play, high throw.
Towards the hole. And it'll be
Bad. McKinstry charging. Whoa!
Okay, so a lot of the plays are when they have to move their feet. They have to go get the ball, which then means the runner had more time to get down first, so they need to make a nice play, and then they're airmailing them. And here are some videos of Lindor utilizing the bounce pass in similar plays.
Ground ball to Lindor, who throws to...
Grounded in the hole, backhanded by Lindor, one-hop throw right on target to get more.
Ground ball for Lindor on the backhand, and the one-hop throw in time to ground toward the hole. Lindor on the backhand, the long throw on a hop, and he got it there perfectly.
To the left side, backhanded by Lindor, long throw in time, and Arenado.
You can just see how in control he is on a lot of those. He doesn't rush himself. He goes at the pace that he knows he needs to make the play. He's very aware of the runner's speed, and he's able to just grab it and quick release. If you don't have the strongest arm, a quick release will always get it done and being on target. So you can see Pete doesn't really have to work for those that much. If you want to compare a couple, here's the Bobby Witt one and the Lindor one where they spin. And you can see that Lindor is slower to spin. Bobby really rushes it. Now, they could be different runners, obviously. Lindor does a full jump and turn, gets his hips square, and then bounces it and knows exactly where he needs to put it on the ground. And it's just like a nice pass to Pete, where Bobby Witt's was errant. And then you got Volpe and Lindor going in the hole, but nothing crazy, no jump throw. It's a slow roller in the hole, plant their feet. Lindor just fires the backhand, and it's simpler and easier. So the data looks crazy when you say on the first base side that Pete had the most bounce throws, 90, but he had 81 of those were pretty gentleman scoops. Now, which first baseman had the most tough scoops? 2 tied with 14, Olsen and Torkelson. And you can see the total ones. Olsen had 62. Torkelson had 42. Torkelson wins Most Tortured First Baseman of 2024 award. He had 42 total bounce throws. 28 of those were easy scoops. He made all 28 plays. He did not miss an easy scoop. 100% on the easy ones. Now he had 14 tough bounces. He made 8 of those. That's a decent amount, 57%. But that is just a lot of work they made Torque do in Detroit. Just a lot of work. If we go tough scoop, 100%, they only got 1. Okay, this person made 6 of 10. Who's that? Ty France. 7 of 14, 50% for Olsen. Who had the lowest with the decent amount? 11 here. Freddie Freeman. Yeah, Freddie Freeman makes the easy scoops. He missed 3. He gets a decent amount of bounce passes. Freddie Freeman had 45 easy scoops. He made 42 of those. He had 11 hard scoops. He only made 2 of those. He missed 9. I was surprised by that. I thought he was like rock steady over there. I thought he could fix errant throws, but turns out no. You got to make a nice throw to Freddie or a nice scoop. Who's this? They had 10 and they only made 7 of the hard ones. Vaughn. So that's at first base. The other tough thing that popped up, Jonah Bride only had 15 balls bounced to him at first base. 12 of them were easy. He only made 7 of those plays. He missed 5 easy throws. He had 3 tough bounces. He missed all 3 tough bounces. So he made 7 of the 15 bounces. And the video's kind of ugly.
To the Mets. And I think they did in 2009 as well.
I remember that well. Chopper to the shortstop.
Scored a run. Shortstop up with it. Edwards. And in the dirt. And safe. A bobble. Another.
On the ground. That's 1. No. And not hanging on is Bride.
This one a ground ball towards short. And we'll get a run home. And it's not even an out at first base. And De La Cruz got all the way to third on that play.
We go in like a Corbin Burns and giving them a 6-0 lead.
Rivera makes the play. Bride couldn't dig out the low throw, and Gunnar Henderson will reach.
All right, I'm going to sort the first baseman by like the top 30 first basemen. So 24 bounce throws seems to be the cutoff. So we'll toggle that greater than 23. And out of our top 30 in chances, first baseman, this is going to weed out everyone else. It's your top 30 guys. Who had the worst percentage on easy scoops? You know, like I already said, Torkelson, Christian Walker, Arise, and Smith all went 100%. They did not miss an easy scoop. Alonso was way up there, and he had the most out of anyone, as I already detailed. Gallo was 95%. Bush was 95%. Shanuel was 95%. All really good. Who's on the low end here? We got, my guy Vinny, 76%. Vlad, only 84%. So he missed 6 of 38. Hoskins, 84%. Yepes, 84%. So that's your missed easy scoops. But I think Vlad makes up for it because I think Vladdy had a really good... Yeah, Vladdy made 80% of tough scoops. He only missed 1. Here's the footage. Here's Vlad's tough scoops that he made.
One hit on a bounce out to short. Clement. And a nice pick at first.
Bounces that ball high in the air. Clement rifles to first. Guerrero with the dig, but not in time.
Grounded to third. Backhanded by Clement and dug out by Vladdy. Nice play.
On ball to third. Kiner Falefa to the bag and the throw. Guerrero somehow scoops it and does the split.
And here's Vlad's easy scoops that he missed. You see, it's the same exact, like, he really throws his leg and his arm out very fastly. He doesn't, like, let the ball come to him. It's kind of, which helps him, I guess, on the tough ones, but can hurt him at times on the easy ones.
Middle, Clement to his left, throws on the run, and Guerrero can't dig it out.
To third there's Ernie Clement, and the throw bounces in. Guerrero blocks it, but does not dig it.
Nice play by Clement. The bounce across. Oh, and Vladdy didn't squeeze it. 5 splits, 14 series wins. Ooh, and a throw in the dirt now that Guerrero cannot scoop. By Biggio, and from a knee, he'll get it over to first. It'll skip away from Guerrero, and a run comes in to score. And now down to second. And
Nice play by Kiner Falefa and safe.
Bichette nicely to his left will throw off balance and gets by Guerrero and stays in play.
Let's go around the infield to see which infielders are bouncing throws on purpose, not on purpose, good, bad. And we're going to start at second base because it's the shortest throw. You really shouldn't be bouncing throws that much at second. The bounce pass could come into play up the middle or deep to your left, but mostly if you're bouncing throws at second, that probably means you have really good range. Like, for example, Luis Ariz, if I go to bounce throws and I sort it, Luis Ariz made 75 throws from second base to first base last year. He bounced 0 of them. I was like, really? Because everyone, he's bad fielder, DH. But it's not his arm, it's his glove, I guess. I mean, here's a montage of all of his throws.
backhand, Ariz.
Well, Ariz. Get force at first.
Well, he gets 2 quick out as Olsen bounces all 3 plays. Defense play by Ariz. That was cuts it off.
Second base, and
Ariz goes to Ariz will throw to the hop.
the DH/second.
Question for Gabby. You may have made that action. Ball goes in enough, not quite. A little down, and Ariz pretty much hit the spot.
There's that at second.
Spin base for Ariz. Foul pole and for Ariz. Because of the high eyes, has it up for Ariz.
By Ariz, and
A little more routine for Ariz. Handed by Ariz from the shorts to Ariz. Ariz, and from picks it up.
grounds it to Ariz with a quick one. And Ariz play, and it's turning into a
the middle. Diving play by Ariz to get 1.
Backhanded Ariz. Off down.
Ariz. On a good play in the throw.
Second, Ariz has it. Ariz, who gets knocked down. Hit to Ariz. Oh, roller. Ariz gets it. Fires to
Here at this level. Yeah, people think that will.
He recovers, fires his backhands across the.
Ariz at second. Charges. And can Ariz makes
And played perfect.
Up at second, long throw.
base, and it's Ariz having hit second base. But Ariz is there. Ariz fields that one. Gets there to second base for Ariz.
And there's actually some decent plays in that montage too. IKF made 90 throws from second base. He only bounced 1. So who's got the highest bounce percentage? And it's Iglesias and Bogarts. But it's 7.2% and 5%. It's not that much, you know? Not that much at all. Percent of bounces that were bad, IKF, his 1 throw, it was bad. Of the guys that bounced it a decent amount, I think Luis Garcia is the worst here. But second base is, these guys all had 3 bad throws. So non-bounce passes from second. You had Donovan, McNeil, Stott, Simeon, Jimenez with 3 each. But second base is not much. We'll go to third base next. Third base is a big bounce pass. I mean, if you watch Justin Turner play third base, he's a bounce pass enthusiast, which I do love. So we've got this again, like we got the top 40 guys in total throws to first base. McMahon is number 1 with 284, and Lewis is number 40 with 71. So bounce pass percentage, Jazz Chisholm Jr. has the highest percentage of bounce throws from third base, and he's got a rocket arm. So he made 84 throws to first base from third base. He bounced 15 of them. Of the 15, 7 were easy bounces, first baseman delight, and 8 were not good. First baseman had to bail him out. That's not that good. It's his first time playing the position. Rocket arm. He would kind of take his time and try to use his arm. He wasn't definitely, I don't think, was trying to do the bounce pass the way you see Lindor and guys do it. And then of these third basemen, is there anyone that... Okay, so Hayes, 148 throws to third, from third, only 1 bounce throw, and it was a bounce pass. So he has no horrible bounces. He has 1 throwing error, and I showed that in the montage. It was high. So good arm, doesn't use the bounce. Other guys do. Who else? Berger doesn't use it a lot. Bregman, 8 bounces, 216 throws. McMahon bounced 23 balls for 8%. A majority of them were bounce passes. At shortstop, I already showed you this, but out of the top 40 guys or whatever, C.J. Abrams had the most bounce throws. He had 39 bounce throws from shortstop. 30 of them were easy bounces, bounce pass, first baseman friend. 9 were non-bounce pass. And then Tovar also up there. Lindor second with 35 bounce throws, but I believe Tovar's percentage was higher. Oh, Caballero's percentage of bounce throws is higher. Lindor. So Abrams, Caballero, Lindor, Betts, those guys really utilized the bounce pass. And then I think you got like Trey Turner. Where's he at? Or here, down here. Mason Wynn, 306 throws, 4.2% were bounced. So he is not someone that's utilizing that. He just likes his arm strength. You also have Ellie De La Cruz, obviously great arm. He bounced 24 throws. Oh, here's a good one. Paul DeYoung, 127 throws from shortstop. He bounced 6. 5 of them were errant, not friendly bounces. So he doesn't really use the bounce pass at all, only threw 1. Is that the least? Tim Anderson only had 2. Rojas only had 2. Who had the most errant throws? And again, this is kind of rude because it could be that these guys are getting to the farthest balls the most often, turning and firing it. Sometimes there might be no one on base, so it's totally risk-free. Other times they might have to be rushing it, and it's worthwhile to take the risk. So I don't know, but you got Pena, Lindor. Lindor just bounces the ball a ton, huh? I mean, majority of it is bounce pass, but just a ton. Adames, Henderson, all double digits. Percent of bounces that were bad. 83% of the time, if Paul DeYoung bounced it, the first baseman was not happy. And then Fitzgerald and Walls, 133 and 134 throws each, 0 bad bounces each. That's not bad. Turner, only 3 bad bounces. Okay, I like that. Who had the least bad bounces? So you got Crawford, Schumann, Rojas, Walls, Fitzgerald, Anderson, Correa, strong arm, Kim, Turner. Maybe I'll share this sheet with you guys if you're interested. I'm sure there's more to deduce here that I'm not. Like, is it by team? The Angels seem to throw a lot of balls high. They don't seem to be doing this, but Ron Washington is like an infield specialist. So, I don't know. When the Yankees have had guys switch positions, I know that Rizzo has just said, "Hey, just put it on the ground, and I'll get you." Like that's like a thing a first baseman might tell you. I pulled some other videos from the site, so let's just watch. These are all the throws this year that were categorized as number 4, which was remote. So if I go to Eclipse, this was 1 to 10% chance that the scoop would be made based on the pass. And let's take a look. So you got Gurriel running. This is in the playoffs. And here's Jazz taking his time, fires it. Wow. Birdie almost made that play, but yeah, that's not really on Birdie. Here we go. Ooh, okay. Why was that? Did that like hit the lip of the grass? Let's see. So I don't know how they categorize it. I don't know if someone watches. There's got to be. This one's throwing me for a loop. Is that a funky bounce? He thought I was going to hit the grass. I don't know. Hoskins. I don't know. That didn't seem that crazy to me. Let's see. This one is also, these are all remote. So they're like 1 to 10% chance the scoop is going to be made. Well, yeah. Okay. That would have been cool. A little spinorama. All right. Salvy's up. You've got time. And you just throw it away. That's not a good throw. Bounced or not, I think it's just wide. Another pitcher fielding a bunt. Just spiked into the ground in front of Freddie. Is that Freddie or is that Lux covering? That's Lux covering? Yeah. Yeah, that one's not fun. Whoa, what the hell was that? Almost like he was like, what a weird, when he pulled back to throw it, it feels like just not smooth in a way. But yeah, okay, I see how that one, all of these make sense to me. In the hole, jump throw, yeah, just out of reach. So maybe that's it. Like he could have reached it, but it's not out of reach. I'm interested in the impossible ones. I'll show you next. Ooh, that would have been a nice play. The impossible ones, I think there was only 4 on the season. Bobble. Well, that one took a funky hop. Maybe it's that sidearm delivery. It like skidded across instead of bouncing, probably because it was coming from that sidearm angle. Base is loaded, 2-0. Oh, double play ball gets one. Offline. A lot of these are probably offline. Baltimore chop. Pitcher's got it. Spiked. Goldie. Look at this throw. It just skids along the lip of the grass. Stays down. It sucks. Okay, Schwarber, you got time. So that's going through for the bounce throw there, right? He's on the ground. He's throwing from his knee. He's got more time than this, though. I think he's going for the easy bounce pass. He's saying, I've got time. I can bounce this. It's what Alonso does, but it's not on line. Another pitcher. Oh, yeah, that sucks. In the hole, sidearm, and that was offline. So I think got the out. How about that? Inning-ending play. How many more do I have here? 2 more. Up the middle, great stop, gets to his feet. Wow. Was that like, didn't Mason Wynn only have 1 bounce? Wasn't he our shortstop that did not? No. I don't know what I'm thinking of. What was I thinking of? He doesn't use the bounce pass a lot. Was I thinking of another? I was thinking of another. No one will ever know what I was thinking of. Last remote bounce. Wow. Is this the opening series in Korea? Yeah, that's not going to happen. Okay, so those are all remote. Let's take a look at impossible bounces. There was only 4 impossible bounces by Inside Edge, labeled by Inside Edge, on the season. And let's take a look at them. Yeah. So that's going for you got a fast runner up. The quick hands bounce pass is what they're trying to do here. It's just not in line. So it is impossible because even if Pete dives for it, he's not going to be able to touch first. Let's watch it again. Yeah. I mean, it is a quick release. And if it was possible, Pete was going to get it. His foot probably comes off the bag, but he would have got it. Okay, here's another second impossible bounce on the season. And I guess they're saying he could not stay on the bag and scoop that. I don't know. If he doesn't abandon the bag, probably breaks his arm. I think that belongs in the remote section. I don't see how that one's impossible. 2-2, 2 on, 2 outs. In the hole at short. Fires. Okay, that's great. That's a bad bounce. That hits the lip of the grass. And just skies up in the air. Can even see, is that a Kike at first? Just look back like, what the fuck? And this is our last impossible bounce of the season. On a bunt to Burns, fires. And did that hit the lip? Because that just rolls on. It just does not bounce because the grass must be soft right there. So that's the data on bounce passes. If you have questions that I can look up with this data, I guess put them in the comments and then I can answer some. There might be more. I don't know. It's fun data. I told you what I found out. Also, I've been listening to the audiobook of the New York game by Kevin Baker. This is not an ad. Kevin Baker, the New York game. Yeah. Okay, so if you want baseball history, this is a fun, and like the culture of baseball and it coming from New York. I've been listening to this book on tape. It's, like basically audiobook, just kind of like a polished podcast. History of baseball. Not an ad. I've just been enjoying that. I figure if you guys are watching this and you're still watching this, you enjoy baseball and learning about it. So that's something I've been... See, look. I'm not lying. As I was editing this, I was listening to it. So can't ever go saying I'm a liar. See ya.